This is Ronette, your financial fitness coach and wealth building consultant, as you desire to dream, believe, and achieve freedom and passive income. And if you're new to my channel, I just want to thank you for watching, and I want to encourage you to subscribe. And there's also a link below to a free course that I put together of the 3 mandatory steps that's required to become financially fit and to develop a passive income in affiliate marketing. So if you have not checked that out before, I want to encourage you to check it out, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. So anyway, today I want to do a video on toxic thoughts. We've talked about before about one of the first steps that we need to take in terms of being financially fit in developing a better income and a lifestyle for ourselves is that we have to start with our thoughts. And I've explained how only 4% of the population, people that are the most successful in whatever endeavor that they embark on, whether it's a financial or business or a career or sports, you're always going to have the top 4% that are outperforming everyone else, and it's because of their mindset. And it's one of those things that's hidden in plain sight. A lot of people just dismiss this as, oh, it's just positive thinking. Everybody can do that. I do that. Let's move on to, the nuts and bolts of what we want to accomplish. But your mindset really is so critical. And I'm always going to start with this, and I'm always going to talk about how important this is, because you can never talk about it enough. If you read any books on self-development, they're going to talk about it. The one thing, though, that I have found that's missing is that a lot of the self-development books, they don't really go into the science behind our thoughts. And so that is very important. And I did a video on how our thoughts are things. And I showed you a clip that was presented by Dr. Caroline Leaf. She is a cognitive neuroscientist, and she put together a video that showed exactly what your thoughts look like. And your thoughts are physical, tangible. It's physical, tangible matter. It really is things, and what they're called is dendrites. Whenever you have thoughts, your brain creates these dendrites that look like little trees. And as you continue on certain thought patterns, then they grow and they connect, and they actually can create grooves in your brain. And so when you have negative thoughts, you grow these dendrites that perpetuate these negative thoughts. And so if you're not careful, you have to be very, very, pardon the pun, mindful of your thought process, of your thought life. Because if you're not, you can definitely just sabotage everything that you're trying to accomplish. And so, of course, toxic thoughts are just negative thoughts. Anything that's negative or anything that's not going to empower you, whether you're talking, about yourself or other people or other situations, if you're always looking at things from a negative standpoint, even if you don't say anything, but especially if you speak it out of your mouth, but even if you don't say anything, if you think it, you are creating those dendrites that are going to grow, and they're going to multiply, and it's going to create a perpetual negative, toxic situation in your mindset and physically in your brain. And then tracks are created, so it makes it easier for you to think negative. And so when your situations and when you're thinking about things, you'll notice that if you find yourself thinking negative thoughts quite often, then you develop that pattern in your brain of a toxic thought pattern. And so you can change that. You can be mindful of the fact that, if you're starting to think negative, or negative thoughts pop into your mind, you can control that. I know for me personally, when I started to do this, when I started to be really serious about my mindset and how I was going to change that, because there are things that I want to do in life, and I don't want to sabotage my own success. One of the things that I did was, whenever a negative thought came into my mind, I would, and this is a scripture that I love, from the Bible, when when Jesus walked on the water out to the boat where the disciples were, and they were afraid because the storms were raging, and they cried out to Jesus to help them. And he said to the storm, "Peace, be still." And I just love that scripture. And so that's what I do whenever I think of, whenever a negative thought starts to creep in my mind, or I start to, I can tell that I'm starting to develop a negative thought pattern about something, I'll immediately say to myself, "Peace, be still." And that just kind of like interrupts that negative thought pattern, that those toxic thoughts. And then I'll think about something positive. I'll think about, I'll start with, and if I'm really struggling with changing my thought patterns, I'll just immediately start thinking about the things that I'm grateful for, thinking about all the things that are positive in my life. And I will start with the fact that I'm healthy, I have my health and strength, I have my job, I have my children, I have my family. I mean, you can just go on and on and on. And when you get yourself into that gratefulness mindset, it totally changes that. And then you can't even barely think about the negative thing that you were starting to think about in the first place. So that's what I just wanted to share with you tonight, is to be mindful of your toxic thoughts and to take control of those thoughts. As Christians, we talk about taking thoughts captive and making them obedient to Christ, and that's what that's a part of. And so, but it, that it applies to everyone. So when you take control of your thoughts, and you are mindful of any toxic thoughts that come to you, and you take control of them, and you switch them around, and you are cognizant of it, and you think about positive things, you replace those thought patterns with things that are going to empower you and encourage you, and make you see things in a way that is going to be helpful to you instead of hurtful to you, then that's how you prevent yourself from sabotaging your success. That's the first step. You have to do that before you do anything with everything all the time. It never stops. And so that's all I have to share with you all tonight. I hope that this was, good information. So I just want to challenge you all to come up with something. Come up with, whether it's something that you say to yourself or something that you do. I just want to encourage you to come up with something that helps you take control and halt any toxic thought patterns that you may have on a regular basis. And try doing that for like 21 days. They say it takes about 21 days to form a habit. So try doing that for 21 days. And then in the comments below, let me know what you all do. If there are those of you that have this habit, have already created the habit of stopping yourself from getting into a toxic mindset, let me know what you all do and what you all think. And if this was a video that was helpful to you, please hit the like button. And again, if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified of other videos, and check out my free course. And you can just click the link below, and that will give you, all 3 steps that you need to become financially fit and develop freedom and passive income with affiliate marketing. Anyway, all the best to your success, and I will see you in the next video.